doing basic research. Okay, first his question. His question is when you are searching literature or you are doing literature review, is there any difference in approaching your literature review between those people who are doing basic research and those who are doing applied research? I think that's the question he's asking. And my response is the same. In both of these cases, the major issue is you want to generate knowledge about what is not known. The ones who are doing basic research, they want to generate that knowledge, even if the knowledge doesn't seem to be important now, but they want to generate it. Those who are doing applied research, they have reasons for wanting to do that research because there are some problems they're experiencing and they cannot solve those problems and they want to do research to know. So in both cases, the question is we want to know. The difference is what is the purpose of wanting to know. Others, they want to know because they have a hunger for knowledge. Others, they want to know because they want to solve problems. So in both cases, literature review is the same. The only difference would occur for literature which is meant to support your background. Because in the background, those who are doing applied research, they are coming up with a development program. So you want to find you want to show that what you call is a development program is indeed a problem, reflected in the literature as a problem. So you have that additional literature. But the one who is doing basic research will also be expected to say, among what is known, there are certain things which are not known. And this is an example of something which is not known. So in the background again, he must be able to say something before he goes to the problem statement. So there's no difference.
Because I was thinking, I remember he gave that example of going to the moon. It's something that was never done before.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, these are people trying to get knowledge. So how are you supposed to come up with a literature review? It's something that you really don't know. You're just trying.
Well, but they have to go into the literature, say, has a person ever gone to the moon? What is there in the moon? Are there any economic benefits we can find in the moon? All those are questions which the one doing basic research would expect to say. Also, he also has to be able to justify that. Maybe by going to the moon, we might discover riches which are there in the moon, which we don't know because we have never gone there. But basically, it's not talking about the problems they're experiencing. You want to know. Yeah. Literature review also helps the researcher to be able to interpret his or her own results. When you have conducted your research, you have analyzed your data, it's usually very difficult to make sense of that data unless you know how other people have explained their findings. So, by doing literature review, you'll be able to know kodi anzanga akapedza zimene amati zikutanthauza chiyani namkheni zimene tapedzazi ndilongosole kuti zikutanthauza chiyani. So your ability to interpret your own findings can also benefit from what others have done. Questions? What is the role discuss the role of literature in research. Muzanditembenukira inuyo sawa kunditembenukira kuti ndikuteerera insiyo wanga muzekerera kuba. What is the role of literature in research? Madam, musabwezera zibatya muyabanda ndemuyenzako si ufuna kukonya ufuna kusuka kuti musakonye next week sawa ukakonya mchana hayi muyo ponya ndibwezera usatisokoneze pali zifukwa izi zimene pakuya literature review chula chimozi. Akanisa kukusaba kufuna kwako mumbai wa apezeka hiyo chula chimozi msakani helps to identify gaps in knowledge. Person A found this, person B found that, D found this. I am going further to find what is not yet known by these people. So you are articulating the gap. Literature review helps you to identify where your work will fit in theory. The theory is saying this, that. But there is this gap in theory. So when I go back to my research, I will be contributing to this theory. Literature helps you to learn methodologies which other people have used in your discipline. Literature helps you to learn how other people have interpreted results of their studies, and therefore how can you interpret your own work. So there are many reasons why literature is supposed to be stated in your research reports, in your research proposal. Literature helps, going by His Excellency here, literature helps to put your problem in proper context. Why do you think it is important to conduct this research? Because you will be coming from a development problem. So literature will explain what development problem is there, and therefore why it is important to do literature. Literature will help to provide the possible explanations for your problem in terms of coming up with the hypothesis, coming up with the research objectives. Many reasons, Simuzandukira mtate ready. Mukazandukira ready sawa. Mtaukanda sawa. General considerations when stating literature. You should be objective. when presenting literature. Actually, the fact that we have discussed the roles of literature in the research helps you to provide the objectives why you cite a particular set of literature in your study. You are citing somebody because you want to contextualize the objective, or you want to contextualize the development problem, you want to identify the gap in knowledge, you want to learn from other methodologies, and so on and so forth. But when you are citing people's work, make sure that you are clear what you are citing. Are you citing a finding? Are you citing a conclusion? Are you citing an implication? Are you citing an opinion? Because all these things will be found in this paper. So, we should be able to tell us Masangano found, Masangano observed. Then you are talking about the findings, observation. Masangano concluded. That's not an observation. He observed, and based on his observation, he made a conclusion. Masangano implied. He made a statement, and from that statement he made, it is an implication of his observations. So you should be as objective as possible. Be as objective as you can. Masangano argued. It's an argument, yes. Other people may have a different opinion than his opinion, but you are citing his opinion. So people can say, yes, he argued that, but don't you know that others say this? Oh, yes, I know. And that's why I'm saying Masangano argued this versus the arguments that other people have. So be as objective as possible. And before I leave this slide, make sure that when you are citing somebody, you are prepared. Say what the person said. Don't put words in somebody's writings. Okay? We have a saying, don't put words in somebody's mouth. But since we are looking at what somebody has written, don't say what he has not said in his writing. When you say Masangano said, Masangano found, you are referring to what he found. And make sure that when you quote somebody, that quotation must be reflected by the name. Don't quote somebody's language and pretend that you are the one who has said that. It is a crime of plagiarism. So if Masangano said something and you are quoting that, make sure that at the end of that statement you put in brackets Masangano 2024. So people know that this is not coming from this person, it is coming from Masangano. But this person has right what Masangano says, and that's why he has decided to quote. And when you are citing, there are two types of citations, right? Sometimes you quote the words word by word by the person you are quoting. And if you do that, it must be in quotation marks. And the person you have cited must be in brackets and the year. Sometimes you paraphrase what somebody said. And then if you are paraphrasing, you should also say that this is paraphrasing. Masangano reported, call. And then you write exactly what Masangano wrote. Then you should have the bracket there, people should know that this is not what you are saying. It is what Masangano said. And you put Masangano 2024. Bracket. Masangano found that. Okay. Now you are saying it in your own language regarding what Masangano found. Okay? So that also has its own way of quotation. Make sure that as you are citing, you follow the rules. Otherwise, you can be taken to court. The other time I was discussing similar things with the students in another group, and one student was giving me an experience he had. He went to Rome for studies, found a very well-known professor there, and people went to his publications and found that this person was pretending to be publishing things which he knew, but was just quoting things from other people, and never indicated that these are quotations from other people. Now, with the new technologies we have in computers, people can Google and find how much you have just taken from other people and you are writing. The person's PhD, Masters, BSc were cancelled because of being unethical. So from being a professor, he was brought down to nobody. So don't commit such crime. Quoting, no problem. You can quote exactly what somebody has written, but acknowledge that this is somebody who said it. Okay? Yeah? Yeah, plagiarism is a very serious crime because you are impinging on the intellectual rights of some of your colleagues. I'm always forgetting where I stopped. So this is the slide I will stop today. Next time when we meet, tell me that I will stop on organizing the next teacher. Unless you have questions, you can stop it. But then next time we meet. Any questions on what we talked about? Yeah? Officers also tunaenda kaziana mpaka na leo. Kwa mafunzo sikis. Mianke 5.
That's too much.
5 people, but Maposwela show the answer. ABCD. Oma Baliena, what is I did explain. So, when I say discuss, I'm obviously expecting you to discuss issues, right? Hey,
Discuss.
you should discuss. You should discuss on your paper. But some people think that if they write pages and pages, that's when they can get no marks. Not with Masangano. Masangano looks for the points that you should discuss. And I will suggest, or I will propose that before you start the question, answering it, list down the points which you want to discuss. Because there are two advantages of doing that. When you start writing, you organize your ideas better because you already know what you are going to talk about. So the reading is a very well. And you don't have to waste time writing so many pages. So long as you have provided the points that must be discussed, I can actually give you full mark for someone who has written a quarter page, and give you a 0 to someone who has written 3 pages on the same question. Because I'm just looking at whether you understand the points we have discussed. Here. Hey. Oh, no, sis.
Yes.
Yeah. Silipo pamoto. WhatsApp. So if you are on the WhatsApp group,
Sir.
yes.
Yes.
I wanted to know how do I I'm saying I wanted to know how do I critically evaluate sources.
Oh, how can you critically evaluate sources?
Yeah. Maybe how can I select it?
That's a good question, but I can keep it because it's actually where we are going to talk about it.
No.
Yeah. His question was, when you are searching for literature for your work, how can you decide to say this is important literature, I should choose it, this one is not important? Sure. But we'll talk about it. It's there.
How?
Manhã.